This father danced with his daughter at her wedding, but soon after, the ultimate tragedy struck. Brought to life by the lush tropical foliage of Costa Rica, Michelle Buchanan's wedding was every bride's dream. Friends and loved ones were all there to celebrate the blushing beauty's most romantic day ever, and of course her dad Tim seemed to delight in stepping up for the traditional dance with his little girl. Shortly after this momentous waltz, however, a dark shadow would be cast over Michelle's big day as tragedy struck. Also, if you have not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these real-life stories every day. Now, back to the story. Michelle's parents, Jenny and Tim Buchanan, shared a picture-perfect life together in Rock Hill, South Carolina, happily bringing up 4 kids and forming the ultimate American family. The lovebirds even publicly re-proclaimed their wedding vows in 2014 in the most romantic city in the world, Paris. Father and husband Tim worked hard as a detective at the York County Sheriff's Office, bringing online criminals to justice. He started there in '98 and moved his way up to the ladder. Loved by his colleagues, Tim was also a linchpin of his family. Meanwhile, Michelle's mom and Tim's beloved wife Jenny worked as a wedding photographer. Her photography website describes her as smitten by love and boasts that she offers destination wedding services. All of this would obviously come in handy for Michelle's weekend nuptials. Tim, moreover, entered Jenny's world when she was down and out, but it wasn't long before his love and their bond would help grow their relationship and then their family. The pair also looked after Jenny's younger brothers, and they even got to see their brood grow further when they became proud grandparents. And the Buchanan family was about to get bigger too. Michelle first laid eyes on groom-to-be Luis Diego Granera in 2013 when she went to Costa Rica to continue her academic path in environmental science. Towards the end of her time at college, it was the start of a path that would eventually lead to the altar. Before that day, though, Michelle and her new boyfriend had set up house together in Costa Rica. Things eventually got more serious between them, however, and marriage was put firmly on the table. They also had their sights set on coming back to the US, where they'd be closer to the Buchanan clan. Costa Rica, however, was where they decided to wed. And when the big day approached, Tim and Jenny were both ecstatic to be heading to their daughter's nuptials in the Central American paradise. According to Jenny, however, her husband's body was also signaling to him that something wasn't right. Despite Tim's ailment, however, the ceremony went ahead just as planned. Happy vibes were flowing and love was in the air. Festive music, hugging, and dancing all amidst the backdrop of natural beauty in San Jose, Costa Rica. And when glowing bride Michelle and her beaming 54-year-old father took center stage for the much-anticipated dad-daughter dance, it was a precious photo-op-worthy occasion if there ever was one. It was as if nothing could taint this magical moment. The music chimed on as Daddy and his little girl tripped the light fantastic, and the light dance ending with Tim giving Michelle a warm bear hug. He then started to walk away. And that's when, completely out of left field, something unthinkable happened. Mere minutes after Tim and Michelle's spotlight dance had commenced, her much-adored dad keeled over onto the floor. He'd experienced a huge heart attack on what may have been the happiest day of his daughter's life up to that point. And the bright Costa Rican wedding paradise surrounding them seemed to have suddenly paled in comparison with the calamity that Tim's friends and family were forced to face. Indeed, in a matter of seconds, this dark turning point would ensure that the lives of the Buchanans would be forever altered. Tim had died, leaving behind a trail of heartbreak and devastation in his wake at his own daughter's wedding. His grief-stricken wife Jenny found an outlet for her sorrow on Facebook, later posting, "Tim came into my life at a time when I was broken to the core and held me up and built me into a strong person." Plus, Jenny and Tim, who she described as having the most beautiful soul she'd ever known, had stolen a tender kiss just moments before he'd passed away suddenly. But that wasn't the only bittersweet twist of Tim's last days. To add to the devastating timing of his unexpected loss, Tim had just been given a promotion earlier in the year, and the man who served York County Sheriff's Office for nearly 2 decades was praised by the sheriff himself in tribute. Bruce Bryant said in a statement, "Tim dedicated almost 19 years to this profession as an outstanding deputy, forensics investigator, and most recently as a detective in computer crimes. His talents will be sorely missed." Jenny and Tim's eldest son Ben was understandably shattered by the loss of his dad too. Speaking to the US Weekly in an interview a few days after his dad's death, he divulged touchingly that it would be the hardest thing not being able to pick up the phone and call his dad. While speaking to the magazine, moreover, Ben said that his family wanted everyone to hug their dads and tell them you love them because you never know what'll happen. Still, after the Buchanans' devastating loss, a lot of kindness was sent their way. For example, Jean Lewis, a friend of the family, would establish a GoFundMe page to aid Jenny in paying for funeral arrangements and related expenditures. It ultimately raised over $19,000, but this astounding and deeply troubling story would have an even greater impact still. Deeply moved by Jenny's story of her husband's passing moments after his father-daughter dance with Michelle, members of the public have also offered condolences and expressed support on Facebook. The shocking incident, meanwhile, has also shed light on something of paramount importance. In particular, Jenny has warned of the dangers of not checking in routinely with a physician, stating on Facebook, "He should have gone to the doctor, but he was afraid that he wouldn't be able to attend our daughter's wedding. If there's anything you can do for us, is to take care of yourself and your loved ones. If we can save just one life with our tragedy, then he can be a hero one more time." Indeed, Tim has lived on through his story, with major media outlets all over the world picking up and featuring the incredibly tragic tale. But as the Buchanan family navigates heartbreak, they have asked for privacy and prayers. They're focusing on recalling the good times they had with a late York County veteran detective, his memory surviving on in their hearts. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone who may find it interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.